Welcome all my business leaders. My name is Terrell Curry, founder and managing partner at Infinite Business Strategies. Thank you for joining our Business Turbo Boost Tip of the Week. And this week's tip are 6 keys to measuring success. The first key I like to talk about is defining good. What is good? You know, when you think about good versus great, your great is someone else's good. You have to clearly identify the definition of what makes your performance good. What makes your performance great? You have to be able to measure that success. You know, I have an advisor of mine that loves using the phrase, good, better, best, never let it rest. Until your good gets better and your better gets best. He actually puts that in all of his emails, but it's great advice. But you can only progress through those stages if you've identified the definition of what good, better, and best actually is. So what are the attributes of what good looks like? You must break it down. Envision your good in every aspect of your business. When I say envision it, listen, I want you to walk through your business and I want you to envision what good looks like. What does it look like from the customer's perspective? What does it look like from the employee's perspective? What does it look like from your investor's perspective? In their definition, good means certain things and has certain attributes. You need to define what those are. The next key to measuring success I like to discuss is having aligned goals. What are your goals in all aspects of your business, from your supplier relationships to your end customer and everything in between? From everyone's perspective, you must make sure that all goals point towards where you're trying to go. You must break down the layers of your goals from a company's perspective, for each individual site, if you have multiple sites, from the management's perspective and the worker's perspective. They should not all be the same. The worker's goals should be activities that lead towards management performance and their goals. Their goals should align to the goals of the overall site, which aligns to the overall goals of the companies. You must break them down into those layers where you can see where you're achieving your goals at each level, and they should not be the exact same thing. So you're going to use that differentiation to build that high level plan on how you're going to achieve your next level. And you start with setting a target. You start with setting a goal. The third key to measuring success I like to discuss is a metric versus a KPI. Now, how do you measure progress towards your goals? Many of us are familiar with metrics. Most are not familiar with KPIs, which are key performance indicators. So, do you measure a true picture of what your business is doing? Do your measurements give you that true picture? Metrics simply track the status of a specific business process. For instance, number of hours of overtime in a week. That's a metric. It tells me how many overtime hours I spent in that week. A KPI, or key performance indicator, shows you how effective you are at achieving that objective. So for instance, hours of overtimes per unit produced. That gives me an estimate of how many hours of overtime I use per unit. So if I produced more units and that value is smaller, that gives me a better picture of how I performed during the week. As strategic organizations, we want to make sure we're making the right decisions based on data. And when it comes to metrics and KPIs, you need both. Now, the fourth key of measuring success we're going to discuss is leading versus lagging indicators. So those metrics and KPIs, some of those tell you how you've done. Some tell you how you're doing, and we want others to tell us how will you be doing. Do your KPIs or metrics measure what happened, or do they predict the future? So there is a such thing as a leading indicator and a lagging indicator. Most of us use metrics that are lagging indicators. Lagging indicators measure the past, where leading indicators predict the future. You need both leading and lagging indicators for next level thinking. The fifth key to measuring success is understanding what best in class looks like. If you're comparing yourself just to yourself, how do you measure progress? But if you compare yourself to best in class, now you have a target that you're going after. Do you know what best in class in your line of business looks like? Don't start from scratch. Still with pride. I mean, if you think about it, if you were going to design a new car today, would you start with a design that include that crank that comes out of the front grille? If you were going to design a new cell phone, would you design a cell phone that had the little pull-up antenna? Would you not start with a platform that exists today and improve upon it? So if you would start a new product research using that criteria of where we are today, why not do that with your business? Understand what best in class looks like and use that as your starting point. Understand, what do they do well? What can be improved? You don't have to do exactly what they do, but sometimes you have an opportunity to improve upon what they're doing. You accelerate your growth by understanding what's already out there. The final key to measuring success that we're going to discuss is prioritizing. If you think about it, what if you had unlimited funding, unlimited time, and unlimited resources to get things done? Now, if you're blessed and you're in a position where you do have unlimited funding, unlimited time, and unlimited resources, prioritization isn't a big deal to you. But for most of us out there, including Fortune 500 companies, we have to identify those top actions that are going to give us the biggest bang for our buck. We need to understand the priority that we set. And how do you set that priority? You have to understand what is the benefit of that action, what's the effort that it takes to make it done, and then what do you have to worry about as far as risk when you implement that action. Prioritizing by going through a benefit, effort, and risk analysis will help you identify the top criteria needed to get that action done that you want to complete. So when you think about it, you have benefit criteria. Some of those benefit criteria may be cost savings or lead time reduction or operator efficiency. You have effort criteria. Effort criteria may be cost to implement, time to implement, complexity needed. And then you have that risk criteria. That may be current customer impact or current process impact. Whatever that criteria is, you have to go through a systematic approach to prioritizing. I always tell people to use that 80-20 rule, right? What are the 20% of the activities needed to achieve 80% of the desired result? That's how you're going to prioritize. And that is the sixth key to measuring success. Well, at Infinite Business Strategies, we always say that you don't have to be the expert. You just have to know the expert. Well, we can help. So I encourage you, schedule a free one-on-one consultation today or join one of our hosted strategy workshops that we have in an area near you. Or if you're a bigger business and you've done some of those things already that most businesses struggle with in the beginning, have us come to your facility for an on-site maturity assessment, an improvement workshop where we help you outline and walk you through the process of those actions that are going to help take you to the next level. So I'd like to thank you. This has been another Infinite Business Strategies Turbo Boost Tip of the Week, and we look forward to helping you turbo boost your business to the next level. Thank you.